I'm very well, I'm very well. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Yes,
You can
please.
introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is, my name is Dr. Roy Mwenda Moki. I work for Nairobi City County, Ministry of Health, the health department that is, at the county level, and specifically Pumwani Maternity Hospital. So at Pumwani Maternity Hospital, I'm the Deputy Medical Superintendent, that is Deputy Head of Quality of Care, and the Head of Training within the institution. So yeah, basically that's who Roy is.
It's interesting. I've just remembered, medicine, maybe in health was, what's it called? Devolution.
Oh yeah, devolved.
Devolved.
Yes, yes, yes.
I don't know how you feel about that.
But basically, we are governed by our constitution.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of feeling, really. It's a matter of accepting that that's the reality on the ground, yeah? From a personal perspective, I feel that it has really, really increased the reach of care, of quality services, health services to our populace. And just as a bias to what Pumwani Maternity does, we've been able to reach more mothers and children with maternal newborn services within our locality. And actually this is not even limited to Nairobi. It actually is limited to Nairobi and its environs. There are other, what we call the bedrooms of Nairobi. They actually benefit from our services. And not just that. Interestingly, we've also had foreigners come to seek services, quality care services from Pumwani Maternity Hospital. So for that we are thankful and we are grateful that maybe there is something that we are doing right that is actually bringing foreigners from afar, Burundi, Rwanda, Congo, and such like. Yeah.
Dr. Ray, how long have you practiced?
I've practiced for roughly now 12 years.
12 years?
Yes, 12 years.
You're such a young professional, I don't know. You have scaled the heights that fast. Give us the secrets someday.
Maybe someday.
Yeah. So we talk about Linda Mama. There are a lot of concerns in the public domain. So we want to, first of all, decode what this Linda Mama is and how it has been able to help moms so far.
Yeah. So basically, I wouldn't do that question justice without first giving just a brief intro of what Pumwani does and how it comes in the space of Linda Mama and NHIF, right? So Pumwani gives maternal child services or maternal newborn services, and basically what that entails is delivery of mothers, safe delivery of newborns, and making sure that the mothers, and just in a nutshell, making sure that the mothers and their newborns are go home safe, yeah? And in this aspect, just to give a brief statistics of the dynamics of how Pumwani has been able to impact in this space, yeah? In 2022, we had about 23,000 deliveries, slightly above 23,000 deliveries. Of those deliveries, we only had 2 maternal mortalities within that specific year, and of which those 2 maternal mortalities were delayed referrals from our referral catchment areas to the institutions. And unfortunately, there is no maternal mortality that is acceptable, don't get me wrong, but we were able to at least give care without losing any of the other mothers that I've aforementioned, right? Coming to 2023, there was a similar trend of about 18,000, give or take, slightly above 18,000. Unfortunately, we lost about 7 mothers within the institutions. Of the 7, 2 are attributable to dynamics that occurred in the institution, with 5 being, again, referrals, delayed referrals from the catchment area, the referral catchment areas. Just by looking at the sheer dynamics of all this, yeah, you would actually attribute quality care, maternal newborn care, to Pumwani, and this is synonymous with Pumwani, just by that simple statistic. Of this, now to bring it home with your question, we serve 15% of those are NHIF clients, right? And 85% being Linda Mama clients, right? Of those 85%, just taking a crude figure against the 15% of NHIF clients, that translates roughly to about 2,700 mothers in 2023, and approximately 15, slightly above 15,000 mothers in 2023 again, yeah? So seeking services through Linda Mama and NHIF. So what is Linda Mama and what is NHIF, right? So Linda Mama is a program that was started by the previous regime that was under the Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta administration. And that program ran for a period of 10 years and is still ongoing, even as we speak right now, yeah? And Linda Mama ideally was meant to increase uptake of maternal child services in the hospital, or rather in the healthcare space, so that we move away from traditional birth attendance or delivery at home to moving into delivery within the healthcare setup. This was it was a policy or a program aimed towards increasing uptake of maternal services within the healthcare space. NHIF, it was also, just to mention, a measure to bolster what NHIF was already offering at the time, yeah? So Linda Mama disburses about 5,000 shilling, be it cesarean section or SVD, that is spontaneous vaginal delivery. Whichever the mode of delivery, the hospital is reimbursed 5,000 shillings from Linda Mama. Yes, and from
So
any...
5,000 per individual?
Yes, 5,000 per individual. It doesn't matter the procedures that you undergo. So long as you're able to register for Linda Mama, and this is for all mothers that are of Kenyan nationality, right? NHIF, on the other hand, yeah, oh yeah, that's when you're able to enjoy the 5,000 bob reimbursement and you get services from the institution.
Okay, so this 5,000 bob,
Yes.
this is for matter. What happens if, say, a mother develops complications?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. So if a mother develops complications when they're getting services here, first of all, I need to mention the background of healthcare providers on the ground. Pumwani is privileged to have a wide array of specialists within the institution. We have a wide array spanning from nurses who have specialized in midwifery. We have nurses who have specialized in neonatal care. We have medical officers. We have obstetrician gynecologists. We have pediatricians. We have radiographers and radiologists. So pharmacists, dentists. I actually work with dentists in that particular cohort. And a very wide array of clinicians, including clinical officers actually, yeah? And this list is not exhaustive. Just to mention but a few, right? What I'm trying to drive at is the level of specialized care that our mother and newborns enjoy within the institution. To which end, our end aim is to make sure that the morbidities and mortalities that would otherwise befall our mothers and our newborns actually are mitigated or are removed all in all to ensure a good quality of life, yeah, by accessing high quality care, health care.
Oh, that's beautiful. So now there's a shift from NHIF, and from what I understand, Linda Mama is basically a program under NHIF.
Yeah.
And we are seeing a shift from NHIF to shift now the social health insurance fund. What does this mean to people who are dependent on Linda Mama?
That's a very good question, right? Because again, you don't want to lose the gains that we've gained over time, right? So I'm looking at this scenario this way, right? Government does not work in vacuum. Government is perpetual. That's why even when we are going through an electioneering period, government still operates, right? So suffice to say, if there is a change, and this is purely my interpretation of this, if there is a change from NHIF to SHIF, with SHIF meaning Social Health Insurance Fund, it therefore means it cannot operate we cannot operate in a vacuum. As it stands right now, NHIF is very much operational. If our mother walks in through our gates and comes with the NHIF card, they will be able to enjoy services with our very card. Yes, and up until when our shift comes into effect.
So up until July?
Let's say, yes, July, but I want to take it back into this space when we had devolution happening. When devolution was happening and we were moving from one larger government to the 48 governments that we have, there was a transitionary period under which I believe no Kenyan suffered the lack of services from government simply because there was a devolution of certain services, right? So I envision a deployment or a roll-up of the same shift in that particular manner, where government will be very careful in handling how this rolls out, and at the very point where it does not erode or negate the access to quality health services for Kenyans and citizens across the country. And definitely, Wanjiku, to be precise, our mothers and our children able to access care in the institution. Maybe just to mention, NHIF reimburses about 10,000 shillings to the institution, and about for SVDs, and about SVDs, that is spontaneous vaginal delivery. Yes, and then about 30,000 for cesarean section. Yeah, and this is what we are able to now get here. On top of that, it goes ahead to give a rebate for 3,500 for every newborn and mother who comes into our gates. So if you look at that model, by the way, that's a very encouraging model. Yeah, and they've been very up to date in regards to reimbursing the funds. Yeah. We've experienced, however, challenges with the disbursement of funds through Linda Mama, and that has really challenged how we are able to give services. But nonetheless, I will say it again, this has not affected service delivery to the Kenyans who actually are supposed to receive those services, because the rebate of those monies to the institution, that's the back end of how government works. And that can only be taken up by Pumwani as an institution or the county in general, with NHIF and Treasury, which actually funds the program because it was domiciled at the national level.
So the delay in reimbursement by government,
yes, please.
You saying it has posed a bit of challenges, and assuming from what I've got is that clearly there's no mother who comes here and is told to go back home. So what challenges are these?
Of course, there have been challenges, right? Mainly geared towards access to consumables such as surgical supplies or non-pharmaceutical supplies, pharmaceutical supplies. Those are the medicines that we actually use to provide services. And services, basically, just maybe a company X needs to come and service our oxygen plant, our theater equipment, you know, such like things, buying beds for patients. Yeah, those are some of the challenges that we've been able, or food rations for that matter. Those are some of the challenges that we've encountered. Yeah, but we've been mitigated that with the little resources that we've been able to find from other aspects. At this juncture in time, I'd actually want to commend a lot of our partners. Yeah, we've had some great partnerships with some of the non-governmental organizations. Just to mention a few, just to mention a few, we've had partnerships with institutions like UNICEF, UNFPA, the WHO, just government agencies, I mean non-governmental agencies, like the UN bodies, PAF, Faharia Jamii, CHEB, and just, unfortunately, when you start on a list, you have to either be exhaustive or you don't start at all. But just to mention that those particular institutions have also been very paramount in regards to how we offer services. They've been able to donate equipment to us. They've been able to capacity build our healthcare providers, that way enhancing their skills. as earlier put in regards to the statistics that I was talking about, I believe, if I do say so myself, when you have statistics where you're delivering above 23,000 deliveries, hell, even in some years we've delivered up to 24,000 deliveries, that translates to about, what, 60 to 80 mothers a day. That's, if you go with a higher number, that's 2 classes of 40 students each. Imagine the impact of that in a country. That's profound, right? And for you to give those kind of quality services, you have to have capacity building of skills, that is the healthcare skills, to your healthcare providers. And some of these partners have been very pivotal in doing such like things. So yeah, the challenges have been there, but we've tried to surmount them to be able to offer quality maternal newborn services to our clientele. Yeah.
First of all, I'm so glad you debunked a lot of things about Pumwani.
Yeah.
I think sometimes the things we hear about public hospitals out there, people don't really have the true picture. Such a low rate of mortality, and people have to go to a random private hospital.
And just look at the statistics.
But a world without mama, what's that like for Pumwani, for the woman out there who cannot put food on the table, who's expectant? What will that look like in the event? It is or implementing something else. Takes long, or sometimes the way things work in this country, they may not be fully implemented, because I believe it from what I've heard. What I've heard is that Linda Mama was, it had been implemented fully, and it was fully functional.
And still is, actually.
And still is. What are we trying to fix something that's not broken?
So maybe just to answer that, first of all, we need to understand where SHIF is coming in, yeah? So I believe SHIF is coming in to try and enhance the gains of what would now be the structure that is moving away, that is NHIF. To whether or not it will run parallel to Linda Mama, that is yet to be observed and into the future. Now, to speak to your question that you asked about a world for mothers and newborns without Linda Mama, for me, that's a mind-boggling, actually, question, right? And this is why. When Linda Mama came into effect, we observed the uptick of hospital-based deliveries, now as opposed to traditional birth attendance at the community level, that is home-based deliveries. We observed a shift from home-based deliveries to hospital-based deliveries. This, I believe, was majorly driven by removing the obstacle of access to care due to the barrier of financial difficulties. Now, with that aspect in play, I see if we want to have a world in which Linda Mama was to come out of the picture, then government would therefore have to reimagine a space where they would have to bolster a program, be it SHIF or any other program, that would be able to address the challenge of the barrier of access to care. That would be the financial aspect, basically. Because when you remove the financial barrier of access to care, then you observe these mothers coming to the hospital to have them deliver here. That is not the only thing that drives that. We also have, again, as guaranteed by the Constitution, the highest attainable quality of care, including and not limited to reproductive health, which Pumwani and its specialists and its healthcare staffing would know a thing or two about that, right? So, again, high quality care coupled with accessibility due to an array of aspects of barriers being removed from the picture would actually enable the mothers to actually thrive within the community, and the newborns to actually thrive within the community. So a world without Linda Mama, I would be waiting to see how that unfolds. But just to say and reiterate, it is not the program that actually brings the benefit. It is the spirit of the program, It's the spirit of the program. So if that spirit is actually envisaged in SHIF, and SHIF becomes the only vehicle that takes us into the future, I believe we wouldn't have a problem. But if we erode the benefits that were being conferred to our mothers and newborns by Linda Mama, then we observe a retrogression, or rather we observe high morbidity and mortality among this particular cohort that we serve. I think that would be the most foreseeable outcome. But then again, if we are able to bring the spirit of Linda Mama into whatever vehicle, be it bolstering the gains of Linda Mama or moving it into SHIF, then again, I don't think we would lose anything by having Linda Mama capped or put on the side.
I'm hoping that was communicated by the doctors who maybe participated, in the SHIF Act, now Act, it was unveiled, the public participation. I'm really hoping that was communicated, because there are a lot of questions we're still asking.
I'll say this though, on parting, allow me, I know there's an act that has enacted that, right? But laws are not cast on stone, right? And I believe when it comes to implementation, as was the case with Linda Mama, when you discover that there are certain challenges that come about. For instance, Linda Mama was never domiciled in NHIF. Linda Mama used to be a standalone program. And then it was informed that actually making it domiciled in NHIF would actually bolster the benefits in regards to the timely reimbursement of funds to the facility, to the healthcare facility, which, by the way, initially did work. So I feel there's always a space where you can actually amend the laws to address the gaps. If anything, policy and laws address those very gaps. We can amend the law to actually address the emerging challenges that we would observe in regards to implementing SHIF. And for me, I believe when government acts, it is for the good of Mwananchi, or it's for the good of the person. I believe that is usually the spirit. And in any case, if we find, wait a minute, I think we need to go this way or this one, it wouldn't take government long for it to actually act in a way that would be in the best interest of giving quality healthcare services to the Mwananchi.
Dr. Roy, thank you so much for agreeing to do this. I'm glad we found you before you guys proceeded for your strike.
On that one, then again, I don't know about the strike, because then there's a lot that can happen in 24 hours. So until then, we proceed to give services, and we are here. And our mother should not be worried about access to service, even tomorrow. Okay. So
the day the strike is supposed to commence.
So thank you very much also for having us. And we pray and hope that you'll be able to give us more opportunities and more platforms to be able to tell the public or inform the public on emerging issues in the healthcare space, and more so within the mother and newborn space.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Barry, Mom.
Zuri-san.
Congratulations on your newborn.
Thank you.
Umshoko 1 day old. I don't know where you get the strength from.
Even me, I don't know.
Women are really powerful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Right. Sasa tunataka kusikia kama ulideliver na Linda Mama na kama ni Linda Mama imekusaidia aje?
Mimi mtoto nimedeliver na Linda Mama, na si eti ndiye wa kwanza kutumia Linda Mama. Kuna mwingine bado nitumia Linda Mama, akakuwa na tukalala wasi for 2 months, still Linda Mama ili support, ili nisimamia everything.
Kila ukutoa hata bob?
Mimi sikutoa hata bob.
Still at mama here?
Ilikuwa Kenyatta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sikutoa bob. Nilikaa 2 months na almost 2 weeks. Then nikadischargiwa. Okay. Linda Mama ndio ilinisimamia everything. So nikasema sita give up, bado nitamchukulia Linda Mama.
Okay.
Na ndio bado niko nayo hapo.
Wow.
Yeah. So nashukuru sana.
Okay. Leo ni tarehe, when is today? 15.
Yes.
15th of March 2024. Na unasema leo umegive birth na Linda Mama
Linda Mama bado inanisimamia.
Kwa sababu kuna stories huko nje Linda Mama haifanyi.
Wengine sasa wakati wa labor tukitafuta wasi wengine walikuwa nasema linda mama imeacha kutumika. Si tukaambia hapana. So huwa mimi nafikiria Pumwani sana, nikasema acha niende na linda mama yangu.
Wow.
So kufika huku the same linda mama ndio inanisaidia.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Asante sana for agreeing to speak with us.
Welcome.
Yeah, na mtoto akue anyonye sana.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tuambie jina lako before tufunge.
Majina naitwa Patricia Mukai Mwalimu. Yeah.
Asante sana Patricia.
Karibuni sana.
Thank you so much and wish the baby God's blessing.
Amen.
Habari mami.
Nzuri sana.
Ongea na watazamaji wetu, waambie ni nani?
Okay, I'm Perpetual Wangare. Na ndio nimejifungua my firstborn at Pumwani Hospital.
Perpetual, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
This is a very beautiful baby you have here, but we can't show him.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Sijui unatoa wapi nguvu. Mimi haujawaambia umejifungua leo hii.
Ni leo.
As we are doing this interview. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Perpetual, we want to hear about your experience na linda mama. Kama ndio umetumia ku give birth na imekusaidiaje so far?
Okay, mimi nimetumia linda mama tangu nijue I'm pregnant. That's the time nilichukua linda mama.
Okay.
Na imenisaidia, kuna time nimekuwa sick during pregnancy period, imekuwa ina cater for everything. Hadi time nikuja kujifungua imekata for everything juu nikienda like a private ama usitumie linda mama nitakuwa na pay more bills. But hapa sijapay ni bill.
Ata registration ata 50 bob. Yani
ina cater for everything.
Okay. Kwa umekuwa ukikuja clinic bure. Unapewa supplements,
everything that I need
bure.
Yeah.
Na sasa umejifungua na siku ya kudischarge ni kupack tu na kwenda.
Na kutoka.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Today being the 15th of March 2024, Linda Mama is still being implemented from Pumwani Hospital. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. Na mtoto akue, najua wewe ni firstborn, unashtuka. You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Akue mtu mkubwa na mtu very healthy baby.
Thank you.
Yeah, all the best.
Thank you.
Asante sana.
Karibu.